thanks for joining us this morning. I must ask you, first of all, oil price losing 8.5% overnight, silver price losing 25% in 4 days. Are we seeing a significant, dare I say it, panic selling?
One would have to suggest that we certainly are seeing a significant amount of selling. We do believe that the selling, especially in silver, is probably coming out of the speculative end of the market. We have seen a change in the Chicago Mercantile Mutual margin requirements being lifted, and that's obviously required positions to be stopped out when those margins can't be met. So certainly from a speculative point of view, we do believe that the market probably has reacted to what we're seeing in the world in terms of economic events, especially in the US, and the speculators are starting to now cash their chips in, because we have seen a significant run in silver especially, and gold, and some people are pulling their chips out.
And your clients, David, again, it's really impossible to say how long it's piece of string, but this sell-off, is it going to continue now? Is this going to be the new trend? People are saying, OK, we've reached the peak in these commodities, now it's going to be down, down, down.
Look, we believe that yes, there has been a peak reached in commodities, but we do think that the downward trend is not going to be significant. We do believe that the events that, or the factors that are in place that drove commodities to where they are, that is especially the weakness in US dollar, will return. The US has got significant fundamental factors that it has to work through. It has to work through its debt crisis, and it has got limited tools in which to deal with that, and we do believe that any weakness in the economy in the US will certainly be looked at by the Feds, and they will maintain an accommodating policy. That policy at this point in time is basically to look further QE easings.
David, now you've got 30 years of experience. If your clients are asking today, David, you know, silver has lost 25% in 4 days, oil is below $100 a barrel, do we now buy at these lows, or do we hang on and wait?
Look, silver, we think there may be a little more to come, certainly because it has a very high exposure to the industrial sector. There are concerns now as to where economic growth is going over the near term, and that will obviously impact on the industrial performance of the globe, and with that potentially silver. With the speculative end out of the market now, the markets will focus on more of the financial aspects of what's going on, and we do think that perhaps prices may settle a little bit lower over the next couple of weeks. But when we look at the longer term picture, we do go back to where we believe the US dollar is moving, and we do think that that trend continues to be down, and that will certainly play into the hands of commodities again.
Let's talk M&A. Rio bought Alcan back in 2007 and left it with a $40 billion debt. They don't want that again. Now, the speculation,
yes,
of course, overnight, Rio is going to buy Alcoa. Rio says, no, we're not. We're looking for small and medium-sized businesses. I mean, how absurd is it, the idea of Rio buying Alcoa, or is it actually in the markets as a very positive and possible thought?
Look, we do believe that Rio got its balance sheet and its hands burnt when it bought Alcan. It, as you say, forked out 40-odd billion US dollars, and if you have a look at the return from that division last year, it was $0.7 billion. So we think that they will be certainly working very hard organically within that division to get the returns up to justify that type of expenditure. I think, as Tom Albanese has already mentioned, they're looking for organic growth within their Tier 1 assets to certainly propel their growth going forward. And we do believe at this point in time, look, that's probably the main factors that we've seen driving the current global boom. The big majors across the globe, the oil companies, the resource companies, they're all got very strong balance sheets, and they're all very well cashed up, and they're looking to grow their businesses from their own assets.
Yeah. David Lennox, many thanks for joining us this Friday. Have a great weekend. David Lennox there from Fab Profits again.
You too, John. Thanks very much.
In Sydney.